Let's drink up one more breath in stillness here, letting the crown get heavier towards your mat. And then inhaling, lengthen the heart forward, flat back. And exhale to forward fold. Reverse the swan dive as you rise all the way up, fingertips trace up to the sky. And exhaling as the hands come to the heart. So you know sun salutations, there's also moon salutations. And they're same but different. They're a little bit more cooling and a little bit more grounding involved. So let's try those. Starts off the same. Inhale, sweeping the fingertips up towards the sky. Exhale, we swan dive all the way down to the ground. No hurry. Inhaling as you lengthen the heart forward. And exhaling to forward folds. Inhale, step your right foot to the back of the mat. Exhale, drop the back knee. Let's just hang out here for 3. Unshrug the shoulders, draw the base of the heart forward. Feel that your exhale breath gets your pelvis to sink down heavier towards the earth. Right, and inhale, sweep the fingertips up towards the sky. Back toes tucked or untucked as you like, but the same actions here of letting the out breath sink the pelvis forward and down, and letting the in breath lift from the belly button up to the throat. One more breath here. And on your exhale, you're going to take the hands down, nice widespread palms at the top of your mat. Inhale, step back into a plank. Exhale, you're going to lower down knees, chest, and chin. That awkward pose where your butt is sticking up into the air, but your heart chakra is stimulated and your throat chakra is open. From here, can you lift the shoulders away from the ground for one more? And then you're going to slither forward onto your belly and lift the heart. Still really bright through your fingertips. Still drawing the heads of the arm bones back in space. One more. Point your tailbone back in space, engage the underbelly. And as we exhale, we're going to cruise through into a child's pose, Balasana. Big toes together, knees open wide, sinking your butt back and down towards your heels. Letting the forehead rest on the earth and breathing that bigger breath into the kidney space. In Chinese medicine, that's the water element. You feel the breath moving through you like a wave. Like a wave crashing onto the sand. It comes all the way up, and then there's a little pause before it recedes back into the ocean. Your breath does that for 2 more. Ujjayi sound may be possible. Inhale, rising up to all fours. Exhaling up and back into your Adho Mukha Svanasana. Find a full stretch in your dog pose as you take the tops of the thighs back in space. And let your heart melt heavy towards the ground for 1 breath. Look forward and take your right foot straight forward to the top of the mat, dropping the back knee down. I know normally we like to lift the leg behind us and then take it forward, but for this one, just don't do that. Use the muscles of your belly to draw the foot forward. We are breathing here as the pelvis sinks nice and low to the ground. You feel a little bit of lengthening in the side waist up to the armpits. And on your next in-breath, go ahead and sweep your fingertips up towards the sky. Unshrugging the shoulders. Feeling the upper palate, that kind of cathedral dome-like ceiling in the back of the roof of your mouth, drawing straight back in space. Drink in one more breath. Complete breath. And on your next exhale, place the hands onto either side of the front foot. Curl back, toes under, lift back knee. One in-breath steps it forward, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale to forward fold. Reverse swan dive, inhale, sweep it all the way up. Exhaling, hands to the heart. Inhale, sweep it wide, lift it up. Exhale, heart leads the way as you dive. Inhale, lengthen heart forward. Side body long, forward fold. Inhale, step your left toes back. Exhale, drop the left knee down. Inhale, fingertips to the sky. Stay for an extra breath. Breathing in longer through your pinky fingers. Breathing out, hands to the earth. Inhale, stepping back into your plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, slither into your cobra. Pause for 2. Underbelly lifts away from your yoga mat. Keeping the low back safe. On your next out breath, take it back into your child's pose, Balasana. Take a moment to let the front of the body get heavy towards your mat. Belly heavy towards the ground. Inhale, rising up all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. A single breath here. Looking forward, inhale, left heel to the top of the mat, straight up. Exhale, dropping back, knee down. Inhale, sweeping fingertips up. Pause for a single breath, feeling both the rootedness of the exhale and the upliftment of the in-breath. And exhaling, taking the hands down onto either side of the front foot. Curl back, toes under, step it to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to forward fold. Reverse swan dive. Inhale, rising all the way up. And exhaling, hands to the heart. Okay, so we'll do that one breath per movement. When you're ready, inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, diving down. Inhale, offer your heart forward, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step right foot back. Exhale, drop the knee. Inhale, crescent shape, heart to the sky. Exhale, place the palms. Inhaling, plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, slither into your cobra. Exhale, child's pose. One breath. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Inhale, right heel forward. Exhale, back knee down. Inhale, graceful arc of your heart to the sky. Exhale, place hands, tuck back toes. Inhale, step it forward, halfway lift. Exhale, forward bow. Reverse swan dive. Inhale, sweep it all the way up. Exhale, gather your hands to your heart and keep on moving. Last one, inhaling, sweep it up. Flow with your breath, forward fold. Extending heart forward, flat back. Expel the out breath as you fold deeply. Inhale, left heel back. Exhale, back knee down. Inhale, heart to the sky, fingertips to the sky. Exhale, place the hands. Inhaling, high plank. Exhaling, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, slither into your Bhujangasana, Cobra. Exhaling, child's pose. Inhale, rising up all fours. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Inhale, left heel forward. Exhale, back knee down. Inhale, fingertips and heart lift. Exhale as you place the hands. Step your back foot to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to forward fold. Reverse the swan dive as you sweep it all the way up to the sky. And exhaling, hands to the heart. Just pause there. Take a breath. Just a little bit of movement. Breath, the beat of the heart. Just drop in and notice. And when you're ready, inhale and sweep your fingertips up to the sky, interlacing all but your pointer fingers. Let's keep the heels as wide as our hips. Point the tailbone down. Lift up taller, a little brighter through your steeple mudra, and then hinge on over to your left. So the full moon is also a reflection of light. Kind of a reminder as well that we reflect qualities from the people around us, right? So if you see something in another person that you like, you probably have that quality too. Come on back to center. And exhale, hinge it over to the right. And same, if you notice qualities about another person that are hard to tolerate, you know, it might be something that you're struggling to accept or tolerate or work on inside of yourself. The full moon is a feminine energy. Inhaling, coming back to center. And exhale as you forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. And exhaling to forward fold. So from here, we're just going to step the right foot to the back of the mat and spin the back heel down. Aw, hi, Dad. You're going to rise up and face the long edge of your sticky mat into a triangle pose, okay? So you're going to hinge forward and take the left fingertips down and the right arm up to the sky. This is level 1. Level 1, stay here. Level 2 is going to happen soon. So if you want to play with taking the left fingertips forward of your left toe and play with lifting and lowering the back leg as gracefully as you can, then lift and lower the back leg as gracefully as you can. We're just breathing and doing our best. Yep, and then we'll all meet up in triangle pose. Sliding back into your Trikonasana. You take a single breath here. And then inhale to your reverse triangle. Tailbone down, fingertips lifting a lot. Good, and then cartwheel the hands down onto either side of the front foot. Step your back foot to meet the front one. And inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Trikonasana, other side. Step your left foot back, one leg's distance, and spin the back heel down. So this is an externally rotated pose where your front heel bisects your back arch, okay? Front heel bisects your back arch. They share a lane. And then rise up facing the long edge of your mat. Hinging forward over the right leg and floating the right fingertips down, left arm up to the sky. Peel your left rib cage open and you stay here. Or if you want to play with your Ardha Chandrasana, take your right thumb about 8 or 9 inches in front of your right pinky toe. And how gracefully can you lift and lower the back leg? Just that much. Sometimes our practice is just how gracefully can you fall. If you're in the pose, then you're in the pose, either one. Or maybe you're just playing with the transition. For one more breath. And then let's all meet up in Trikonasana, triangle pose. And inhale, sweep it up and back into your reverse. Growing long in the right side body. And an exhale, cartwheeling the hands down onto either side of the front foot. Step the back foot to meet the front one. Let's take the big toes together and bend the knees so that you're going to come into a squatting position on your heels. From here, you can play with lifting one or both hands. Maybe the hands come to the heart. Maybe the fingertips come to the sky. Squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. So when you hug the midline, you're a little bit stronger. If you feel very cozy here, look up. And if you still feel cozy, then close the eyes. You're pretty close to the ground if you fall. That's the good news. Good, and then float your hips down onto the ground. Take the soles of the feet together and the knees apart. Lift the heart and forward fold. Breathing into the wide open space of the low belly. In Ayurveda, they say that that's the seat of water, the physical seat of water in the body. And in Chinese medicine, it's kind of like the kidney space, which is the back of the low belly. So you fill the basin of the belly with a deeper breath for 2. And inhale as you rise up. Those of you moving towards the level 2, find a Malasana squat, please. And those of you exiting for level 1, you can lie down on your backs with the soles of the feet together, the knees apart, preparing for Shavasana. And then when you're ready, you can close the app and set a timer for 5 or 10 minutes so that you can relax completely. Okay, so for those of us moving on to the more rigorous portion, let's come from here, Malasana, and just start to play a little bit with crow pose. So you're going to take the hands down and see that the upper arms are at the inner knees. If you have the elbow like outside of the knee, then mechanically it doesn't really work. So knees closer to the armpits if you can, and then the hands come down nice and wide spread underneath the shoulders. You're going to lift the bum and walk the toes in closer towards each other. Squeeze the knees in towards the armpits, hollow the underbelly in and up, and line up the navel over the midpoint of the thumbs. Some of you lifting one set of toes, some of you just hopping the other set of toes off of the ground, and some of you maybe taking the crown of the head down towards the earth. And maybe that's where you stay, or maybe you take the knees in towards the chest. If you have that, then see if you can replace the knees onto the upper arm bones and roll towards the forehead, like where the forehead and the hairline meet. Squeeze the knees in, hug the belly in and up, and see if you can press your head away from the ground and come back into your Bakasana crow pose. Okay, if that's not happening for you, don't worry about it. See if you can hop back into a chaturanga and lift the heart, Urdhva Mukha. Exhaling into your Adho Mukha Svanasana. For 2 breaths, enjoy. Good, and then let's ripple forward into a high plank. And exhale as you lower down onto your forearms. So from here, look back and see that your heels are as wide as your hips. Feel the sides of the throat lifting up towards the sky, head in line with the heart, and inhale here. Exhale, swivel both heels over to the right. Inhaling, coming back to center. Exhale, swivel to the left. Inhaling, center. One more time, exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. And then go ahead and place the hands one at a time, coming up into your plank pose, top of a push-up. Again, the heels are as wide as the hips, the sides of the throat lift up to the sky. Feel the kneecaps lifting towards the quads so the legs are engaged. And then exhale, swivel the heels over to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, swivel to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, swivel over to the right and lift your left fingertips up towards the sky. You can stay here, or you can lift your bent left knee towards the sky, bending your left arm like a cactus shape as well. Hug the belly in and up, open the heart. One more breath. Good, and then can you take your left heel to the sky? And then everyone, can you take your left heel all the way up to the top of your mat so that you land in a twisting lunge? Okay, right hand's going to be down to the ground, left foot at the top of your mat. You are twisting to the left. You can take your left fingertips up to the sky, maybe a half bind behind you, or you could maybe come into a full bind. Just see if your body wants to do that today. And then from here, curl the back toes under, lift the back knee if it's not already. Your right elbow is going to stay to your outer left knee. You're going to look to the top of the mat, take your hands into a prayer if they're not already, and see if you can step all the way up to twisting chair. And breathing here. Rolling the left side of your heart open, sides of the throat draw back in space for 2. Okay, from here, go ahead and lower down into that squat. You can take your left fingertips way off to the left and sneak a little bit more of your right upper arm across the knee, lining up the navel right over the thumbs. It's a deep twist here, so you could totally just stay here and enjoy that, or if you like, you can lift your legs off of the ground. If you have that, you could straighten through the legs, any amount. We're here for one more breath. Good. Come on back. Taking the hands down onto either side of the feet. If you want, you can flow through, I think it's called Kakasana, which is like a crow pose, but with straight arms. So you come from here with the arms straight and take the knees into the armpits. And as best you can, keeping the arms straight, you'd lift one leg at a time. Maybe that's happening for you today, maybe it's not. Does not matter. And then hop your way back into your chaturanga. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. In through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale, ripple forward into your plank. Exhale, swivel your heels over to the left. Inhale, lift your right arm up to the sky. You can stay here, or you can bend your top knee towards the sky at a 90, and then bend your top elbow as well. Keep the tailbone pointing back towards the bottom heel, and open your heart towards the front of the mat. We'll take a breath here. Maybe your top heel up to the sky. And then everybody see if you can take your right foot all the way to the top of the mat, all the way to the top, landing in a twisting lunge. So you can stay here with the left hand down to the inside of the front foot, right hand onto the knee or right arm up to the sky. You can drop the back knee down. You know, take the same version of the pose that you found on the other side, but see if you can, if you're going to take the hook across, can a lot of the upper arm bone cross over the knee? Maybe hands to prayer, maybe top arm behind you, maybe bottom hand reaches through for a full bind. And then you just try to cultivate some sense of okay, like just being okay in a compressed and somewhat uncomfortable shape for 2 and 1. Good. So keeping the upper arm hooked across the knee or hooking it across if you didn't yet. Take the hands into a prayer. Look down towards the top of your mat. And maybe it takes a few steps for you to take the back foot and step it forward to the top of the mat, but land in your twisting chair, taking your butt back and down and peeling the right side of the heart open towards the sky. We're here, breathing. You can do hard things for 1 more breath. Good. And then bend the knees a little bit more, lift your heels. And we're going to take, what is it called? Side crow, Parsvapakasana. Taking your right fingertips off to the right, reach your left hand across a lot, lift the belly, slide it over to the right as well. And then the hands come down to the ground like you're going to do plank. Lift your hips and line up your navel right over the midpoint of the thumbs. Try not to look back behind you, but a little bit forward in front of you. Squeeze the knees together, lift your top foot, maybe the bottom foot just for a hot second. Okay. And then some of us might open the legs, reaching long through the heels and spreading wide through the toes. 1 more breath. Good, come on back to center. Squeezing the knees towards each other, coming onto your fingertips and just taking the palms to face down on top of the knees. You have 2 more breaths. Mula Bandha, that lift in the pelvic floor helps to keep you steady. And then from here, we'll just float the hips down onto the ground and lie down onto our backs. Taking the heels towards the sky. Interlace the hands behind the base of the skull. As you exhale, lower the right heel to hover just a couple of inches above the ground. And inhale, float it back up. Same right leg lowers down. And inhale, float it back up. 1 more time, same right heel lowers down. And inhale, float it back up. Left heel lowers, exhale. Inhaling up. Exhale, same left leg. Inhaling back up. And a 3rd time for that same left leg, lower down. Inhaling up. From here, you can lift the head and the shoulder blades off of the ground and take your right elbow to your outer left knee. Inhaling here. Take it or leave it, right? The upper body can stay on the earth. Lower your right heel and lift it back up. Lower the right and lift it back up. Stay in your twist. See if you can clear the shoulder blades off of the mat. 1 more time. And switching your twist, left elbow to outer right knee. Exhale, lower the left. Inhale, float it back up. Exhale, lower the left. Inhale, float it back up. Lift the shoulder blades if they're up. Then 1 more time, exhale and lower. Inhale and lift. And then release the head down onto the ground. Take the soles of the feet down onto the ground and press the feet down, lift the hips up. Make your bridge pose. Slide the shoulder blades closer towards each other and grab onto the edges of your sticky mat with your hands. Grab on. And imagine you could rip your mat in half and use that as leverage to shift the shoulder blades a little more deeply underneath you. And then the palms can face up. If you're pretty safe in the low back, never had any problems there, feeling strong, feeling warm, you could take the hands underneath the back waistline with the fingertips pointing out to the sides. And then maybe you could walk the feet forward any amount. Still a little hint of the underbelly engaging as your pubic bone lifts in and up to the navel. And lots of weight underneath your the base of your big toe mounds. Press the skull down into the ground. We have one more breath here. Good. And then walking the feet back in, you can either take your hips down to the ground and take the soles of the feet to the sky, making that L shape where we started our ab work from. Or you can stay here with your hands underneath, bending both knees in towards you and taking your heels to the sky for something like a supported shoulder stand, Sarvangasana. Letting the blood reverse direction in the legs. Good, and then lowering the legs one at a time. Floating your hips down towards the ground, nice and slow. Take your heels as wide as your mat and your arms up over your head. And exhale, drop both knees over to the right. Just hang out here for a moment, gazing to your left. Imagine you could take your left kneecap a little more forward towards the bottom of your mat. Stand wide through the toes on the left foot. One more breath. Inhale, climbing back through center. Exhaling over to the left. Reaching forward through your outer right knee. Swiveling your torso to the right, your gaze to the right. Activating the right toes. And inhale, come on back to center and hugging the knees in towards the chest. Rocking from side to side. You could play with keeping the knees as wide as your armpits. Nice for the low back to wobble from side to side like that. And then when you're ready, you can extend the arms and the legs for corpse pose, Shavasana. Letting go of control of the breath. Letting the weight of the body sink into the ground like dead weight. And give yourself a few moments here to really soften in. May you have happiness and the causes of happiness. May you be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. And may our thoughts, words, and actions contribute to that happiness and freedom. Namaste. Much love. Hasta mañana.